Hello everyone, I'm very excited to announce that I've created a seamlessly working Rimworld PvP multiplayer mod. How this mod works is that two players are given control over two separate factions. One is a player controlled faction and another is an enemy faction. Now I can't stress enough that this mod is for combat only. The non-player controlled faction, the one that you usually start with, will not be able to receive work instructions, build farms, set schedules, stuff like that. It's just impossible to do, so it's literally for combat only. I don't want people to be confused. That being said, there is still a lot of jank associated with this mod. I'm not a coder by any stretch of the word, so there's a lot of weird things that happen here and there, and just get used to it. But I like to say that the functionality is 80% there. The pawns fight and kill each other, and that's really all that I wanted. There's nothing too game-breaking that ruins it. Now, how the matches are going to work is it's 10v10 attack and defend. The attackers are trying to get into the base and kill the king, while the defenders are obviously trying to prevent that. All of them have very similar weapons, very similar melee weapons, some chain shotguns, assault rifles, armor, sort of stuff like that, so it's a very even playing field. Just a disclaimer, you will hear my friend from time to time in the background. I couldn't really remove him from the recording, but it is what it is. If he says something funny, then I'll give him some subtitles, but I just want this video to be treated as a tech demo. I'm not releasing the mod right as of now, but I just want people to kind of see it and see Rimworld PvP combat. This is the first of its kind. I really hope it's as enjoyable as to watch as it is to play, because it's an absolute blast to play. And maybe if it takes off, I'll put some serious work into it and put out a really good mod. So let's get into it. So this is our first game. No one's colored or anything. They have different weapons. We're kind of just getting all the jitters out, seeing how it works, playing around with it, what to expect and whatnot. So I kind of squat up in the center right here. He takes cover behind the sandbags, and he's actually breaching on the left side. I take my melee people to kind of respond to his melee people who are trying to break down that wall. He does take control of some of my people, which is why we got colors in the future rounds. But he breaks down that door, and two Zeus hammers and some marine armor is no joke. So I go to respond to that. He comes in and on the right side and melees for some reason. Again, we're just learning how the mod works, and that might have just been a mistake. But I easily repel every sort of attack that he throws at me, and it's kind of a slaughter on his part. So I think his issue was he had bad cover. He's attacked from the outside. I have a very defensible position, and the attack kind of peters out from there. And in this map, we didn't really have the king, so we didn't have an objective to really, go for. It was a team deathmatch sort of thing. So that was the first match. It was really fun, but you're gonna see match 2 now. So in this match, I actually got footage of him starting the attack and prepping, his offensive, and me prepping my defenses. Now, I didn't want to group everyone together, because in Rimworld, when you group colonists together, they're more likely to get hit. So I kind of made squads of 3, 3, and 4 to respond to any threat. And if need be, they can move through the base, reinforce each other, run away. I come on the left to get some, easy shots on him, but that failed immensely, and he got more shots off on me, and I was like, that is a completely failed venture. I'm not even going to pursue that. So I can kind of see he's setting up to breach on the left side, and I think I'm in a very, very good position. He has only 2 Zeus hammers on the right. I have a mace person that can defend against them. Even though they have shield belts, I can eventually break them with assault rifles. And there you go. He frags down the left wall, and I have all my focus fire put on those main people. So left corridor, the middle corridor, and the main entrance are all firing on those people. I think, improperly, that if I could just break that segment of his army, then I will win easily. But he rushes in there so quickly, like way quicker than I thought he would. And now you can see he's pivoting all of his power to the right side, which is where the least of my people are. And he actually throws frag grenades at my people, which does immense damage. I thought the left corridor was going to easily handle that attack, but I needed to retreat because luck maybe, or they had better cover. They destroyed my army. And this was kind of the remnants of my army after he breached everything. He's pushing up on every side. I only have, I think, 4 colonists left.
Shit.
One of them is a melee person, so I really only have 3 guns available. Hero is brutally beat down, and then I just have to retreat to the main atrium, which is this circle. And I thought I lost. Like, this is a done deal. I played it so poorly. I thought I was going to collapse on his position, but just did not. And you can see he kind of pushes in on all sides. So I retreat to the main. I'm microing the king as well. And I don't really know what to do with the king, but we're going to hold off this doorway to the bitter end. I need to make it work with these 4 colonists right now. I don't have anything else. So I need to be super cost effective in my trades to actually win this battle. And yes, you can see some jank heroes attacking when he's down.
See this guy crawling?
That one is crawling while they're down, which does not happen in Rimworld at all. So yes, there is some issues going on. And you can see he's trying to break through the wall towards the king. And that's when I notice it. So I tell the king to retreat back to the throne room to get some cover, and we're just going to hold down this doorway. He just sends in people one by one, I guess as a mistake, because again, it's insanely fast paced, so it's really hard to tell kind of what's going on, what your people are exactly doing. So I don't blame him at all for losing track. Short passes out due to blood loss, so I only have 3 people and 1 melee person.
Allow this gun on the ground.
It's pretty rough.
Allow the gun on the ground.
He trades in his frag grenades for a chain shotgun, which is a brilliant move by him because that's going to do more damage to me and not friendly fire to him. And I thought he was going to break through this bedroom door, but I was focusing on the wrong stuff. Like I said, it's very chaotic. So now he's separated my king and me. So I want to break down this door as fast as I can, or this wall, I should say, as fast as I can. Because now he's moving in with his people on my king, who's now trapped in that room. So I'm like banging on the wall, trying to get the king out. And I'm like, oh my god, how much health does a freaking wall have? They eventually break it down, and he just needs to run through, but, you know, he gets down by the chain shotgun user, and the rule is the king needs to be killed, but once the king goes down, you know, I only have 3 people to defend against his 5 maybe, so he just kills him while he's down. And it was a really fun, great match that we had. It was just, it was very special.
That was sick. Oh my god.
That's the brilliant part of Rimworld PvP. It feels very cool when you are dynamically engaged, like in situations like this. But it was a good game, so it's 1-1.
You didn't give me no.
Alright, so the third match was as fun as the second one. I decided to kind of go with the same strategy. I'm splitting up my forces and kind of generating threats that way. So I'm putting a big force up on the top left, 2 assault rifles on the left to kind of pour down pressure that he has to respond to, and another 4 on the right side attacking. My plan is to collapse in on all positions, and if he tries to respond to one, then I kind of push on the other. So
where'd the guy go?
It's kind of like a dynamic way to apply pressure. And the assault rifles actually get really good value. They managed to score a kill, which is very surprising. But the people in the north, they break through. There's 2 Zeus hammers and 2, I believe, chain shotguns. So they are close quarter combat. And yes, he does actually kill his own king. But I just said, let's roll with it to be team deathmatch. So I send the chain shotguns behind the cover. Zeus hammers are in swinging. He moves all his people to respond to this pretty big threat because, you know, they're doing a lot of damage.
Shit.
And this is where I think I have him. Like, I'm coming in all positions. He's even saying, we're dead, you know, there's no way. And this is a beautiful position as an attacker. You own the whole map. You have this great pinpoint that you're pressuring. But the more that the fighting's going on there, the more it becomes just this hornet's nest. You know, I keep on firing in there. He defeats the Zeus hammers, the chain shotguns, and now he's actually turning the tide back on me. And from what I thought was a complete victory now turns into kind of a wavering tide. And it becomes very poor for me. I lose around 6 colonists in 30 seconds, which is completely unsustainable. And they dealt damage, but we took more damage in the end. And again, it's just like a swarm of bees. Every shot I put in there, I get 5 back. So I kind of realized after losing Orange, the chain shotgun person, I needed to disengage. Like, there's no way I'm going to win this range fight. And even if I did, I would be way too damaged to kind of carry on. Then I noticed Cody. Apparently Cody was there the whole time, and which is a real thorn in my side. So I wanted to get rid of him as fast as I can.
I was holding position here the whole time.
And I do a lot of damage to him, but I kind of pay for that by having Tarsier getting knocked out by the maces. So really, at the end, once she goes down, I only have 2 colonists with assault rifles left. Now, I need to leverage the range that those assault rifles give me.
Cody, what are you shooting?
Most I can, really. So I take this defensive position. I one-shot Calvin when he's heading on down, so it was an extremely lucky shot. But the real problem is going to be the shield belts.
Oh my god, Cody's going to die.
You need a certain amount of firepower to break those shield belts. So the more range I have, the better it's going to be for me. And this is where the game kind of slows down. We're trying to think tactically, how are we going to attack each other in these positions? Owl bleeds out, so he collapses from blood loss, and eventually Cody is soon to follow. There he goes. So now he only has 2 melee people and 1 chain shotgun
Where are you going?
against my ranged people. So how is he going to close this gap? And this is where the stalemate forms. You know, you can have the most Zeus hammers the whole game, but if you have assault rifles pouring down shots on you and you can't use them, then they're essentially worthless. Short goes across the hallway to get some cover, but gets shot down.
All right, we're going in.
And now this is where he kind of makes the initiative and it starts attacking me. I try to retreat, get some range, you know, break those shield belts, but it's going to be very unlikely. I don't think I'm going to have the firepower to actually kind of pop them. And Hero catches up to both of them eventually. And they just start swinging and cripple them.
Silver down.
But it was an insanely fun match. I really thought it was going to be a win, but it turned into a pretty devastating loss. And again, that hornet's nest was just brutal. The fight that took place there was truly just rivers and rivers of blood. It was great. All right, so that's where I'm going to end this here. I think 3 matches is enough to get the gist. The other matches that we played that I showed in like the intro and the cutscene they're kind of more janky, not a lot happened. So I kind of showed the best matches that I had. Now in the future, if I do post more videos like this, I'm going to drastically change some of the things that I had. Assault rifles are way too strong. Chain shotguns are way too strong. I want to make a new map, kind of get it more dynamic sort of feel, change maps, change stipulations. Maybe it's not killing a king, maybe it's a timed attack, stuff like that. So I really hope you enjoyed this taste of Rimworld PvP. There might be more to come. And please don't be afraid to let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. I really can't tell. It was a blast to play, but I can't tell from watching my own video if it's really fun to watch. It's certainly chaotic. So any feedback would absolutely be appreciated. Have a good one.